I will start with a very few slides, PowerPoint slides, and then we will move to Scopus. And again, this is the first session, training session on Scopus. So it's going to be like introduction to all the functions in Scopus. And then the next one, we will focus on another topic. It's going to be a few sessions covering different aspects of Scopus to make sure that you are mastering it. And of course, after this session, I would recommend that you start using it because on the next session, you will have more questions and we can cover more depth of Scopus. So let me share my screen. As I mentioned to you, I will start with just a few slides to just give a quick introduction about Scopus. So starting with actually a definition of Scopus, we define Scopus as uniquely combines a comprehensive curated abstract and citation database with enriched data and linked scholarly content. What do we mean by this? First of all, it combines a comprehensive curated abstract and citation database. So Scopus, first of all, it's an abstract and citation database, but it is a comprehensive database. I will see now from the numbers, we have reached 100 million publications last month in Scopus for more than 28 or 29,000 journals. And when we say curated, plus other sources, of course, and when we say curated, because the content in Scopus is selected by a content selection advisory board, they are independent from Elsevier, and they are responsible for evaluating the journals to be and take a decision if this journal should be indexed in Scopus according to a criteria. And this criteria is available openly on our website. And also they do a re-evaluation for the journals from time to time according to, again, certain criteria to make sure that the journals, the conferences and books are actually still keeping the same level of quality. Otherwise, we decide, or the Content Selection Advisory Board, to be more precise, they decide to stop the journal or the conference or the book. So that's why we say it's curated, and this process is going on all the time. With enriched data, because we have a lot of matrix to help you researchers to select the journal or the conference or the book, or select the article, or even select the right researcher to collaborate with. All the records are connected to scholarly content, I mean the full text. For the open access journals, of course, you have direct access. For the normal access, of course, you need to have a subscription, but the link there to the publisher content directly from within Scopus. Then move to the next slide, which we have some numbers. This number is a little bit old. So we have reached 100 million publications by end of April from 29,000 journals, 330,000 books, and 12 million conference papers. We are adding actually 13,000 articles per day. Every day we add 13,000 articles into Scopus, into the different subject areas. And on the right bottom corner in the screen, you can see the different subject areas which is covered in Scopus: the physical sciences, health sciences, social sciences, and life sciences. And you can see that social sciences has the largest number of journals covering all the different regions worldwide. Sorry. The content is from 7,000 publishers, and Elsevier is just one of these publishers. The second layer, we have the author profiles. We have 19 million author profiles, which is created automatically in a Scopus once the researcher publish an article in an indexed journal in Scopus. With the first article, automatically Scopus will create the author profile. With the second article, automatically an algorithm will match the different matching points from the article and the affiliation, and then add this article to the author profile and the affiliation, for example, so like King Saud University. And we have 99,000 institution profiles in Scopus. The third layer we have is the journal matrix, as I mentioned to you, and we have different categories. First one is journal matrix. So we have 3 matrix, and we will have a separate session only on journal matrix and how can you use them to select the right journal for you as a researcher. So we have site score, that's an Elsevier metric. SNP is a metric from University of Leiden, and SGR from SciMago. These are the 3 metrics on the journal level. And then we have the author level metrics, which can help the researcher to see the strengths and areas to improve for himself or herself, or even if you're looking for someone else to collaborate with. The third category of matrix, which is on the article level, and then we have 2 types. We have the traditional matrix, which depend on citation, like number of citation, field-weighted citation impact, and so on. But also in the same time, we have non-traditional matrix, which is PlumX. It does not depend on citations only. It captures citation, it captures mentions, it captures also the activity on social media related to this article. Also, Scopus has an APIs which allow you to extract the data from Scopus to another system like a research management system also. So in Scopus, you as a researcher, your profile will be linked to the different publications like the book chapters, articles, and conference papers. In the same time, your record will be connected, or it's connected with the current institution and previous institution. You can see the full academic history of the researcher. And also, you will be connected with your co-authors, funding data, and the metrics, as we mentioned earlier. Last slide I will show you here, then we move to Scopus, is the supporting research challenges. So what are the research challenges which is Scopus support? First of all, and the most important part, is conducting research. As a researcher, you need to have a big database like Scopus, which is curated in the same time to know what is latest in your field, to know to do a literature review. So that's the first job of Scopus. And then for maybe the research office and the management, you can decide, you can do research and strategy according to Scopus, impact and engagement. You can measure it in Scopus. For researchers and also for the research office, you can look at the expertise and collaboration within Scopus. Also, you can have an idea about the research funding landscape into Scopus. So these are the few slides which I wanted to share with you quickly, and then let me move to Scopus. So let me share with you the Scopus screen. So this is the Scopus landing page, or the Scopus screen, which you will be able to access it from the library webpage. If you go to electronic resources, databases, and then S, you will be able to access Scopus. And please correct me if I'm wrong from the library team. So this is the main page. If you are able to see this, then you are able to access Scopus correctly. You will see the different type of searches, you will see the sources, and you see you can log into Scopus. So there are 3 main areas. We are going to talk about them today. The first part is the search part, and you have different types of searches. You have document search, author search, researcher discovery, organization, and Scopus AI. And then we have the sources page, which have all the sources, which is journals, conferences, and books into Scopus. And we have the help part, which we're going to start with. And I would recommend that you please put your questions in the Q&A. Due to the large number of attendees, which is something very good, of course, we wouldn't be able to unmute people. So please put your question in the Q&A, and we'll have time at the end. So starting with the help, you have the support center, you have the tutorials. Contact us, actually the same like support center. So if you click on contact us, that is your first line of support. If you have any question related to Scopus. There's a full team in the background answering your questions. There's also FAQs quickly if you would like to know some information, but you can actually contact the team by email, phone, and chat. And of course, chat if you have a simple question and you want to get immediate answer, the chat would be the fastest way to do that. So that is from the support center or contact us. That's your first line of support. And then we have the tutorials, which has two types of help. The normal text help is categorized on the left side. And also there are short videos, even for the simple things like how to conduct a basic search, you can do that here. Or for more advanced things like how to create a citation overview, how affiliation work in Scopus, or how as an author to edit your profile. These are short videos to take you step by step to do that. All these features under the question mark here, which you can contact the support team and also the tutorials. I would recommend that you create a login to Scopus, which gives you additional features. It's very simple, your email address and password. And once you log into Scopus, you will be able to save lists of titles. If you do a complicated search, you can save it. You can create alerts as well. For example, if there's an article, new article has been added into Scopus, you can get, article for you, of course, you can get an email or citation, or even if you're following someone else. Also, if you send the support team a request from the question mark, you have a dashboard here to follow up on all the items which you have sent, what has been resolved, and what are the items which they are working on. So here is, there's one unresolved. There are other things which is resolved, as you can see. So that's the first part of Scopus, which is the question mark, allow you to look at the help, send questions, and so on. The second part, which again, as I mentioned, we will have a separate session for the sources, which allow you to look at all sources in Scopus. You have on the left side the filters, so you can filter by journal quartile. You can filter by source type, journal, book series, or conference proceeding. You can search by subject area, title, publisher, and ISSN. And you have the list of the sources on the right side. So for example, here, this is a journal. You can see the journal title, the site score, and then the citations, documents, percentage of citation. And then I clicked on the arrow on the right side. You can see the other matrix I mentioned to you during the PowerPoint, the SNP, SJR, and the publisher name as well. If I click on the journal title, you will be able to see the full details of the source or the journal title. It's not showing. Yeah, now it was needed to refresh. First of all, you see the journal title and then the coverage within Scopus. So this journal is covered from 1950 to 2025. In Scopus, the publisher is Wiley, the ISSN, the subject headings, and the source type is a journal. And you can see the three matrix. Why we have three matrix, not only one? Because we believe that you should use more than a quantitative metric when you evaluate the journal. So you should use two or three at least, never depend on one metric. You have the site score, that's an Elsevier metric. And then SGR from Cimego, that's a subject normalized metric, and SNP from University of Leiden, which is subject normalized metric. For the site score, you have the details, how it is calculated. So this is the annual site score, number of citations in 4 years divided by number of documents in 4 years. You have this number. This number, like the impact factor, changes once in a year. It's going to change anytime this month for the latest. And then you have the site score, which is a monthly matrix. So you don't have to wait for 1 year or 6 months to know if the journal is improving or not. You can look at the monthly tracker. And also we have the site score rank, which gives a rank to each subtopic. So this journal is a medicine journal, but it covers two subtopics, oncology and hematology, which shows you the rank of this journal. It's #1 because this is the top journal in Scopus, of course, #1, but other journals in, let's say, in Q1 or 2 or 3 or 4, you can see the rank of the journal. So that's quickly the page of the journal, which is, as I mentioned to you, we will have a detailed session on how can you use the sources page and select the right journal for you. What are the metrics? We'll explain the matrix as well. So that's the second part, the sources. And the first one was the question mark, which is the help and support. And let's focus now more on the search part, which you have different types of searches. Starting with the document search, from the name, you will be retrieving publications and documents, and you have a lot of fields to select here. So the most famous one or the most common one is the article, the title, abstract, and keyword, but also you can search in all fields or only author or only first author or affiliation name, funding, sponsor, a lot of fields you can see, and then you put the text which or the keywords you're searching with. You can add multiple fields. If I click here, you can add multiple fields and use the Boolean operators to do the search. Also, there is actually filters before doing the search. So if I click here on add date range, that's the filter. So as I mentioned, we add in 13,000 articles per day. So maybe if you come here every week or every 2 weeks to see what is latest in your feed, that's possible, and that filter can help you. I'll just remove this and do a simple search right now. I will say, for example, solar energy and put quotation. Why I'm putting quotations? Because I want the term to be as it is, solar energy. If you don't put the quotes, it will search for solar energy, it will search for solar, and energy could be separate in the same publication, but not together. If you want the term like artificial intelligence together, for example, you need to put those quotes. And then click on search. So that is the screen which you're gonna see the list of publications. On top, you see your search strategy. It can be much more complicated. I will show it to you now. On the left side, always you will see, like we've seen in the sources page, you will see the filters. You can search, first thing in the filter, you can search within the search. You can actually use that date range to change the dates or click on individual and select the years. You can filter by author name, subject area, document type, source type, a lot of filters as you can see on the left side. So let's use some of these filters. For example, I'm looking for publications from 21, these 4 years, for example, and I want solar energy from the engineering point of view, for example, and I'm looking only for articles. And then maybe I'm looking only for English language articles because Scopus covers 40 different languages. And open access, I'm looking only for open access, for example, and then click limit 2. You can see the number of publication has been reduced to 5,500. And you can see here the search strategy has definitely changed. So you see the list here on the right side of the publications. If you click on show abstract, you can see the abstract or look at the abstract quickly before you open the record if you want. You can actually sort this list by newest or oldest by highest of citation. So the article which has high number of citations. You can also export this information, select all of one page, for example. So if I click on export here, you can export this list to Excel or RIS or BibTeX or one of the reference managers like Mendeley, RefWorks, EndNote, and so on. If I select Excel or CSV, you would be able to select which fields to export. As you can see, select all or some of them and click in export. So that's possible. You can save your search list, as I mentioned, but you have to log into Scopus first. You can download all these publications. You can create a citation overview. So I clicked on citation overview. You can do this for your publications as an author. You can do it for the whole university, or you can do it for a specific set of publications. And you can see here, the blue bar is the number of documents, and the black line is the number of citations. And this only for the 4 years we have selected from the search. You can see each document and the number of citations per year and the total number of citation. And you can export that. You can use filters as well to exclude self-citation or citation from books. Okay, so let's go to actually one of these publications. I'm going to click here. Also, in the same time, maybe I'll look at if there's any burning question. Okay, there are actually some points we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about Scopus AI. Some question was about, does King Saud University have a subscription to Scopus? Yes, that's why we are doing the training today, and we'll speak about Scopus AI. And chat is not working, so please put your questions in the Q&A. So this is one record, and you start seeing here the document type. It's an article and it's open access. The source type is a journal, and the ISSN and the DOI for this article. And on top here, you can see the journal title, IEEE access. Again, Scopus shows this is an open access. You have access directly to the full text, and then the bibliographic information, which is available here, volume 10 pages, and the year of publishing. And then we see the title of the article. Before going to the details, if you click on the journal title, you will see some information about the journal, the matrix, but also you can see the quartile of each subtopic of this journal. So this journal is in engineering in general. It covers general engineering, and it covers also computer science and general material science. 3 subtopics, they are all of them in Q1. So you can know the quartile of the journal immediately from here. What I did is I clicked on the IEEE access on the journal title. It gives me this information. If I click on view full source details, that's the same page we have seen for the journal, the medical journal we have seen in the beginning. So we can see here the title of the article, all the authors. This is the correspondence author. You can see the email address of the researcher. And in front of each researcher, you can see a small letter A. So this actually corresponds to the affiliation of the researcher here. So you can see which university. So these are the different affiliations which is related to them. If you click on the researcher name, also you can see a brief information about the researcher. And if you click view full profile, you see the full profile of the researcher, which will be a subject of one of our training sessions. We will focus on the authors and author profile and how can you maintain and edit your author profile. Although there's an algorithm which is taking care of that for you, about 97, 98%. But just to make sure that 100% your author profile, will have a session for that. So these are the authors. These are the affiliations. And you can see the matrix. Will come back to the matrix. And then we see the abstract of the article. These are the author keywords. These are the index keywords by Scopus. 2 types of keywords. You can see also this article related to which sustainable development goals, the United Nations SDGs. So this article is related to 5 SDGs, 7, 8, 9, 13, and 17. This happens automatically by AI. We capture this information from the title, abstract, and keyword, and then it's assigned to one of the SDGs or more than one is the issue. Then the matrix I mentioned will come back, and then we have the funding data. Who has funded this research? So one of the universities in Finland, Academy of Finland, Business Finland, and this is the funding text was in the article as well. And then we start seeing the references, 474 references used for this article, as you can see. And of course, you can go to the article directly. On the right side of the page, you can see all the documents cited this article, 321. The full list will be here. View all 321 citing documents. And then also Scopus is recommending to you the related documents, and this can be very helpful if you are doing a literature review. So these articles can help you in your research on the right side. Of course, you can download this article, you can print it, you can save it as a PDF, you can create a list of articles. Remember, you have to log into Scopus first to be able to save the list, so the system can recognize you. Okay, so come to matrix. I click here on view matrix. As I mentioned in the PowerPoint, we have two categories of matrix. We have the traditional matrix, like for example, number of citation. This article had 321 citations. Also, we provide you with a percentile. So this article in the top 1%, because sometimes the citation does not give you a very definitive answer. Is this a good article or has a high impact or not? So the percentile will tell you this article is in the top 1% in its subject. So that's actually another way to look at the matrix. And also we provide you with the field weighted citation impact, which is a metric, actually a normalized metric with the world average 1. So you can see this is 29. So this article has a very high impact, and it's normalized from the subject point of view, type of publication and year of publication. So when it compares with the rest of the world, it compares, let's say, an engineering article published in 2022, and it's an article, or compare the conference paper to conference paper or book chapter to book chapter. So it's normalized from this point of view. And if you click on the question mark here, you can know and learn more about the field weighted citation impact. And by the way, this is one of the snowball matrix. It's not an Elsevier matrix. It's a worldwide use. And then the second category, which is called PlumX. PlumX is the matrix which is not traditional. It actually follows the footprint of the article in different sources. So for example, here is the captures from different readers like Mendeley or EndNote, mentions where it has been mentioned in the news, in the blogs, and in references, also the citation indexes, and also policy document citations. So it follows the footprint of the article in different sources, and give you details here. So if you click on view PlumX details, you will see a full page for each article, and all of this to help you to select, is this the right article for me to read or not? So these are the details. Here in citations, you can see that it is coming from Scopus, Crossref, and policy citation. The captures is mainly here from Mendeley. So there are 785 captures of Mendeley. People capture this article in their library in Mendeley. The mentions in the news 15 times, in Wikipedia blog. You will see actually there are 5 categories here for PlumX. One of them, for example, social media. So if it's available in social media, it will be captured here. This article was not captured in Facebook, for example, or social media. So it's not there, but you will find other articles which is showing that as well. To show you the impact of this article. And these all are tools to help you to select which article to read or to use it as a reference. So this is the full details of one article from our search. We'll go back to the search results. Maybe select another article to see the different categories of PlumX. So randomly, maybe I'll select this one. So we have here 2 corresponding authors. Your email address is available to, if you would like to collaborate with these authors. Field weighted citation impact, as you can see. If I click here on full metrics, okay, does not have social media as well, but it will be an additional category. Maybe something interesting here, that is actually the link with our database we accessed. So if it is related to chemistry, you will find actually the detail here coming from Reaccess. And if you install actually Mendeley, which is a free reference manager over Elsevier, you would be able to add the article or the record directly to your library in. So that's the first type of search, which is the document search. Second type is authors. I will come back to it. So we can get actually one of the authors from King Saud University and do that search. The third type is researcher discovery. That's actually mainly to help you on finding someone to collaborate with. So we search here by keywords. So for example, here, one of the examples here is artificial intelligence. So let's say you are a researcher in artificial intelligence and you would like to look at the top researchers worldwide to collaborate with, to invite for a conference at King Saud University, to hire, to find reviewers. All these are possible. So you will see the name of the researcher, you will see the number of matching documents, total citations in Scopus, and total number of documents. For example, here the second researcher, he has actually, or the researcher has 291 publications in Scopus, but 152 of them are related to artificial intelligence, which we are working or research for. So if I click here on view profile, I can see the researcher is from India, experience in research, latest document was in 2024, the topics which he or she published at, and then a matching documents, all of them. If you see it, okay, that looks like interesting, let me look at the full profile. You can click here, view full profile, and you can see the full data of the researcher, citations, document, H index, and the documents of the research. So that's actually researcher discovery, which can help you to find researchers to mainly collaborate with, but you can use it for other things, as I mentioned, to invite someone for a conference, to find reviewers, to hire, and so on. The fourth type of searching, which is organizations. That's actually if you search for institutions worldwide or your institution like King Saud University, then you see the full profile of the university. You can see, first of all, that is actually the formal name of King Saud University. You should publish always with this name. And here is the address. And this is a unique number for each institution in Scopus. That's the Scopus ID for institutions, because there is a Scopus ID for researcher as well. Total number of publications in Scopus for King Saud University, the total number of authors in Scopus for King Saud University, all for all the time since the King Saud University started to publish in journals in Scopus. So maybe some of these researchers have only one document or two documents with King Saud University and they left, but still counted for King Saud University, as you can see. You can see the documents here. You can see what are the biggest subject you're publishing: medicine with 24,000 plus publication, then chemistry, then engineering. The same here, but it's in a graph, as you can see. Also, instead of selecting subject area, you can select source, and source again to remind you where are you publishing in the journals or conference or papers. So Scientific Reports is the largest journal. And then Journal of King Saud University Science, 1,287, and so on. And anytime, actually, if you click on these numbers, you would be able to look at the publication list. So that, let me go back to the profile. You can look at collaborators also, so with whom you're collaborating: College of Science for King Saud, College of Pharmacy, Medicine, all of these King Saud. And then the first university you're collaborating with is Princess Noura, 2,772, and then King Khalid University Hospital, and then Cairo University, and then the rest of the institutions, as you can see. Also, we have seen the SDGs on the level of the article. There's also an SDG on the level of the institution. So these are the number of SDGs documents for King Saud University. The largest one we can see here is Good Health and Wellbeing, more than 20,000 publications. Again, if you click on it, you will start seeing these lists. So if King Saud University need to, let's say, need to report that to the ministry or so, then you have here the SDGs available for you. If you click on the number of documents here for King Saud University, you go back to the list of documents similar to the search we did. You can do the same. You can use filters. Maybe you would like to look at the publication in the last 3 years. Maybe you would like to look at the publication from the ranking point of view. So usually they look at 5 years of publication and 6 years of citations. You can do that here a little bit, as well as you can see that you can edit and type your query. If you click here on the number of authors, you're going directly to the list of authors. As I mentioned, you will see the name of the author, number of documents in Scopus, current affiliation, the city and country. But this, let's say, look at Dr. Zaid, 835, does not mean all of them are with King Saud University. This is his total number of publications in King Saud University, maybe half of them, maybe some of them, maybe most of them with King Saud. But this is the total number, not only with King Saud University. And maybe we can take an advantage here, look at the profile of Dr. Zaid. I'm not sure if he's with us now. So we can see here that the name of the researcher, last name and first name, the current affiliation is King Saud University. This is the Scopus ID I mentioned to you for the author. So we have Scopus ID for the institutions, which is unique for each institution. And this is also Scopus ID for authors. And this is actually unique also for each author. And here is the Dr. Zaid actually connected his profile to ORCID, which is something very useful and recommended to do. When you send your article to the publisher, you should send your ORCID ID also to make sure that there are no, and that's not only for Scopus, for any journal or any database, to make sure that there's no confusion about the name, especially for the very common name like Muhammad Ahmed and so on. This is the total number of citations for Dr. Zaid from 25,000 documents, total number of publications in Scopus, H-index, which is very impressive, 94, huge, of course. And if I click here on see all information, on the right side, you can see all the alternative names, which is Dr. Zaid published with, Scopus ID ORCID, and this is the full academic institution history of Dr. Zaid. So he's at College of Sciences right now at King Saud University. He was in Malaysia before, Wollongong in Australia, and so on. You can see the list. These are the different subject areas which he published at. And of course, you can see also the full profile in Scopus, which is, we see it right now. This is the list of documents, the 835, all of them. There will be many pages below, 84 pages. You can move page by page. You can see the impact here. Again, we will have a separate session for the authors. So one of the impact is the SDGs. So this is the third level. So we have the SDGs on the article level, on the institution level, and on the author level. On the right side, you see the number of documents, citations. 82.2% of Dr. Zaid publications are internationally collaborated, which is very good. 1.2% is actually collaboration outside the academia, so with industry, for example. Documents in top citation percentiles, document in the top 25% or Q1 journal, 65% of the articles of Dr. Zaid in Q1 journals. That's also very impressive. You can see cited by, who has, what are the articles cited, Dr. Zaid's work, the preprint, co-authors. If you remember in the PowerPoint I mentioned, your author profile is linked to your co-authors as well, and so on. So this is the full details of the profile for Dr. Z. I will actually copy that and use it to show you the last type of search before we go to Scopus AI, which is the author search. We didn't talk about author search. So author search allow you to search by last name, first name, the name of the author, or by ORCID ID, or even by keyword. I'll just put here the last name, Al-Uthman, and then put the first name here, Zaid, and click search. Then you get the profile this way, you click on it, and you see the same profile we have seen for Dr. Zaid. So it's very simple. On the search screen, author search, you search by last name, first name. If it's very common name, again, Muhammad Ahmad or John Smith, you can add also the affiliation name, so you can get your record immediately. You can search by ORCID, you can search by keyword as well. So these are the different types of searches. Last point before actually we take the questions is the Scopus AI. And Scopus AI is a type of search which is using generative AI, but it depends only on the sources in Scopus. So the content or the answers which is Scopus AI is looking for is only from the sources in Scopus, and it will reference each part of the answer. So let's have an example, and just for the sake of the time, I will select, for example, here, how does chronic sleep deprivation affect cognitive function? And that's a quick, or you can put any question. Of course, I'll show you also something in Arabic as well. So the search will start. What happens here? It do two types of searches, to the natural language searching, and also it will create a keyword query and start searching in Scopus sources, the 100 million publications. Actually, so it goes back only, I think, few years, not to 1800 as Scopus starts from. And then it will start give you the brief. So let's go step by step. I did ask a question here. So it will ask the question in natural language and get an answer. And also it will create a sophisticated keyword search for you using or and so on, and do the search, combine both, and it will retrieve the summary for you. So that's the first summary. Each part of the answer, it has a reference. So if I click on one here, this is the reference from Scopus, and then the second reference also. It uses actually two references just to answer the first paragraph. The second one is from reference number 2. And then the third one is, there's another reference here, you can read it. And by the way, you can of course go to the full document detail, click here to read more. So that's the first part. And also, in addition to the references, so it used 12 references to answer, to give you this paragraph on the left side. It gives you also foundational documents. So these are documents in the same subject, which have a huge number of citations. It is considered as foundational documents to help you to read more about the subject. And then it gives you a summary here for all the paragraph. And then there is an expanded summary as well. If you see the answer is, that's what the subject you're looking for, it's going in that the current direction, you can go to expanded summary. If not, then you need to answer me. So ask the question maybe in a different way. But let's say that's the answer I'm looking for. So I'm looking at expanded summary right now. So it will generate an expanded summary. So this is more expanded or deeper than the first paragraph, again, with references only from Scopus. You can see here there are like around 12 references. You can show all references. And then actually you can go deeper as well. And looks like there's a change, because there were actually also an option of concept map. Yeah, sorry, here is it. The concept map, something actually I personally like a lot because it shows you the big picture of that subject or question. So it talks here about chronic sleep deprivation, and here is the three main topics below that, and then below those topics there are more subtopics, as you can see. So it gives you the big picture, and you can download this image if you want to use it into your search or so on. Another thing is topic experts. If you want to read or if you want to collaborate or talk to other researchers in the same area, there's topic expert. So it will give you the topic expert according to number of citation, matching documents, and H index. So it's giving you one, two, three. So there are three researchers as topic expert into this area, picked up from Scopus, of course, and you can preview the profile as well of the researcher and view the full profile. Last part of it is emerging themes. So what are the emerging themes under this topic or under this subject? It will show you what are the new areas that could be something interesting for you to maybe research more or publish at as well to give you an ideas. You can see here, these are emerging themes as well. And then you can go deeper. There are some questions which is already available for you. You can click on this, which is related as to continue the same subject, or you can actually ask a follow-up question from here as well. So that is how Scopus AI works. And by the way, it works with different languages. We did ask in English, but we can ask in Arabic. And what will happen, it will translate actually the question, the Arabic question into English. So maybe for the students who are still not know how to exactly ask the right question in English, they can ask in Arabic and get the answer in English. So the answer will be in English, but it will be translated. So I'll just write ما هي العلاقة بين I'll ask something related to Arabic literature. So ما هي العلاقة بين القصة القصيرة والأدب العربي الحديث? That's a question related to short story or novel and the modern Arabic literature. And I'm clicking on search here. It will do the same thing, which is the Scopus AI Copilot will do the natural language query, translate that, and surprisingly, it gave us actually the answer in Arabic. Okay, that could be helpful. So it looks like these are records in Arabic in Scopus already, and we can see here. Of course, even if the record in Arabic, still we need the title and abstract to be in English. But you can see that the journal is Journal of Arabic Literature. So the full text of this is in Arabic, but you see the title and abstract in Arabic, and sorry, the title abstract in English. And this is another reference. So we have 6 references, and we have, you can continue your search. You can look at the concept map. The same thing, as you can see, the concept map is in English. And that's something could be useful, especially for students or early career researcher, which is still maybe not know how to exactly ask the question in English. So that's actually what I wanted to share with you today. Let us look at the questions. Dr. Lama, if you want also to say anything also now.
يعطيك العافية.
Okay, let me look at the questions. Please take us step by step on how to access. That should be easy from the library page. If Dr. Lama can comment on that, how to access Scopus? It should be from the library page, if I'm not mistaken. How can I search for the trending topics in my field? You can actually search by subject and start seeing the latest publication and look at topics. And also you can do that from Scopus AI. So if you search for that, you will get the emerging topics as we have seen at the end of the training. How to know if a journal is within the top 5% or 10% journals? That is actually from the filters on the sources page, and we will have a separate session on that. What is Cyval? Cyval is actually an analytical tool. It's a different product by Elsevier. It's an analytical tool for on top of Scopus, which can give you the research performance of institutions, researchers, and so on. How can I find about specific journal if it is currently Scopus indexed or no? That is actually in the sources page. You search in the sources page we have seen by title or by ISSN. And you will see the journal. If it's there, it will appear, but also very important that you should not see a label that the journal is discontinued. Actually, let me show you this because this is very important. Let me go back to Scopus. I'm sharing my screen again, and I'm going to sources page. So to know if the journal is indexed on Scopus or not, you go to the sources page, and as I mentioned, you can search by title or by ISSN, and then you retrieve the journal like this one. And you can see the coverage is from 1950 to 25. There's no label says the journal is discontinued, because I mentioned in the beginning in the PowerPoint that we do actually revision for all the journals to make sure that that has the same quality. If the quality changes, we have to discontinue the journal. So this journal you can publish with. But let me give you an example for a journal which is discontinued. I'm going to sort here by site score. So the one which doesn't have site score. Let's randomly select the first one. Yeah, so if you see a journal with this label, so once we discontinue any journal in Scopus, we add this coverage discontinued in Scopus. Then you don't want to publish in this journal. The old issues in this journal will stay in Scopus, but there is no new articles will be added. So the first thing you look at after you search for the journal is this label. If it is available, don't publish into this journal. If it is not available, you can publish with that journal. Let me look at the rest of the questions. Okay, so Dr. Abdullah is asking about how we are going a little bit fast. The session is recorded. You can go through the recording again. You will receive the recording link. Yeah, you can download the record of the article. If the article is full text, open access, you can actually download also the full text of the article. If it is closed access or normal access, then of course the institution need to provide you with a full access for the article. Now, there will be actually a recording. You should receive the recording link automatically by Zoom since you registered to this session. There's a question from Dr. Asma about after the search results, how can we remove the duplication? Usually there is no duplication in the search unless there is an update for the article. So sometimes some articles, like for example, the top researcher field, which is top researchers worldwide, they actually do an update every year. So that looks like a duplication, but there's no duplication. Okay, there is a question about publishing in Scopus. So you're not publishing directly in Scopus. You are publishing in the journals indexed in Scopus. So we go to sources, search by subject. We will have a separate session for that. But it's important that we have this introduction. You start using Scopus, and then the next one we will focus on that. So you search by subject or by title. If the journal is in Scopus, you can publish there. Make sure it is not discontinued. And then you need to look at the type of the publishing model of this journal. Some journals are normal access, you can publish for free. Some journals are open access, then usually you need to pay to the journal, not to Scopus, to the journal to publish. And that's the business model. دكتور عبد الله المجرن talking about بيتكلم على الفول تكست بتاع المقالة زي ما ذكرت لحضراتكم. Scopus is an abstract and citation database. The journals which is full, which is open access, you have the full text. لو هي normal access, then you need to have a subscription. How to find a journal which is related to my topic? Search by subject in sources. Dr. Abdullah asked again the question in English. I did answer that. دكتورة فاطمة ممكن تعيد المعلومة الأخيرة باللغة العربية؟ كيف أتأكد من تصنيف المجلة؟ تصنيف المجلة ببحث عن المجلة سواء بالعنوان أو ISSN في صفحة السورسز وبشوف الكوارتايل بتاعها أو حتى ببحث في الدوكيمنت سيرش وبشوف الكوارتايل أو الربع بتاع المجلة الربع الأول أو الثاني أو الثالث أو الرابع وأكون متأكد إن المجلة غير متوقفة في سكوبس لأنه أي مجلة متوقفة في سكوبس بيبقى في عندها الليبل ده أو العنوان الموجود تحتيها إنه مجلة متوقفة. لو مش موجود معناها إن المجلة مستمرة في سكوبس. Can you access Scopus remotely? نعم. You can access Scopus remotely because we have enabled the domain email. So if you use your the university, King Saud University email address, you would be able to access Scopus remotely. That's a very important question. Just type www.scopus.com if you want to access from home, for example. It will ask you about your institution. You select King Saud University, and then you can follow from there. سؤال عن هل ممكن توضيح الطريقة في معرفة المواضع الترند في تخصصي من فضلك دكتور عبير أقترح عليك تستخدمي سكوبس اي اي وهيطلع لك emerging topics في المجال بتاعك. If I have an abstract of my work, how can I know the good journal to publish? You can search by subject and sources أو there's another way totally outside of Scopus, which is called Elsevier Journal Finder. You can paste your abstract and it will recommend journals to you, but that will be only from Elsevier journals, which is around 2,900. But if you search in Scopus, you will get more journals, but that will be subject search. سؤال من الدكتور عبد الله تاني الجامعه حصلت على اشتراك في سكوبس زي ما حضرتك تقدر تشوف كل المعلومات اللي احنا اتكلمنا عليها ولسه في يعني اكثر من سيشن جايه ان شاء الله هنتكلم على يعني دي مجرد كانت مقدمه عن سكوبس لسه فيها تفاصيل كتير بس لابد من ان نبدا بالمقدمه وبعدين نبتدي نخش اكثر بعمق لماذا الاس دي ال شالتها من سكوبس ده يسال فيها الاس دي ال معلش في سؤال I tried to access from home but they didn't accept my university email. Please try again or check with the library because we have tested that with the library and different sources and it's working fine. There's no app for Scopus, but you can use it. You can use the Scopus on the web page on your mobile as well. أعتقد إن إحنا جاوبنا على كل الأسئلة. لو في أي أسئلة أخرى. بالنسبة للتسجيل بتاع السيشن هيوصل لحضراتكم عن طريق زوم، أعتقد على بكرة إن شاء الله. ده بيتم بشكل أوتوماتيك لكل الناس اللي سجلت في المحاضرة. The recording link you will receive it by tomorrow through the Zoom. That is automatically happens because you have registered for that session. أي أسئلة تانية؟ Is there any other question? بالنسبة في ناس بتسأل على ال attendance certificate، هتوصل برضه مع recording إن شاء الله بكرة. Some people are asking about the attendance certificate. You will receive it tomorrow from Zoom by the with the recording links. شكرا جزيلا لحضرتك. دكتورة لما، لو تحبي تذكري أي حاجة أو في أي أسئلة تانية إضافية أنا ما شفتهاش.
لا ما شاء الله غطيت كل شيء، يعطيك العافية.
شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا لكم، شكرا للجميع.
طيب شكرا جزيلا، وإن شاء الله نلتقي في السيشنز القادمة. السلام عليكم.